So what's up people and welcome to another One Piece video. So recently with the closing and completion of the Whole Cake Island arc, One Piece anime has officially started the Wano arc. And that's great. Being a person who has been following and enjoying the Wano arc in the manga series, I have been looking forward to this starting in the anime series, and it finally started, and I haven't been disappointed with the first episode of this arc. And I'm very glad that Toei Animation is moving forward in the way it seems to be, at least from the first episode. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous, and the drawing style is beautiful. It's kind of following the change in the drawing style that you saw Eiichiro Oda do with the comic, in that it's a very much more kind of classic Japanese sort of drawing style, and so it looks really good. And considering that Wano is the samurai arc, the land of the samurai, I am really looking forward to this. Now, of course, with the beginning of any new arc, you get a new opening. And this opening is aptly titled Over the Top. And to be honest, in the beginning, I was like, what is this opening music? It is very strange. But after listening to it a few times, I've started getting to the point where I can't stop listening to it. It's really addictive. It's kind of like the same way I felt about the previous opening. You remember Superpower? That opening also I didn't like right in the beginning, but fell in love with it after I listened to it a few times. But I think I like Over the Top even better than Superpower. And the thing I like about it is that Over the Top is a perfect title for the Wano arc, at least this part so far. Because so far, it looks like the animation is going to go over the top with a lot of things. I think the Wano arc is going to be very special. Now, first of all, since it is the land of the samurai, we're talking about Eiichiro Oda's home turf. And so I got a feeling that he's going to be taking a very special time with regards to this arc. And I've heard that this arc is going to be epic. I mean, it's going to be epic as much as some of the really big arcs that we've seen in the past, such as Marineford. So, yeah, I am really looking forward to how this moves forward. And second, the vocalist that's singing this opening is Kitadani Hiroshi, the VIP of One Piece openings. He was the one that sang the original One Piece opening, We Are, and he sings some of the most prominent openings of the One Piece series. So he's back and he's singing this, and I'm very glad that he is. And so far, once again, everything from the graphics to the drawing style to many of the things that you see in the opening episode looks really good. I even really like how the music is being done with the opening, because a lot of times the music and the opening will reflect how the series will move on for that year. You know, if you kind of expect the year to be a sad one, then you'll have a slow, kind of a dark opening. If it's going to be emotional, you'll have an emotional opening. You know, some of the earlier songs were more about adventure because we were still starting out, but it's been focusing a lot more on what you expect the theme of this year's episodes to be like. And I really like the fast-paced style of this over-the-top opening. And I really like the lyrics because the lyrics are talking about tenacity and fighting over the top of any obstacle to be the theme for this episode or this arc. And I think that we are going to be treated with some seriously good story development. And I really love the lyrics for this opening since it probably reflects what you expect to see in the story. I mean, when you get lines such as, "Leave your worries for later since any battle is never guaranteed. If your opponent looks larger than life, then it's proof that your spirit has shrunk too small. When there's no option for escape, you have to move forward with each step and take being called a smartass as a compliment and laugh at any tough obstacle you encounter." I mean, this is going to be a pretty badass arc. At least I'm hoping that way, and so far from the manga, it looks really, really good. Also, this is supposed to be Zoro's arc, and any arc where Zoro is going to be one of the central characters, it has to be full of battles. And so far, one thing I really also like about this animation is the way they're drawing the characters. Something has changed between Whole Cake Island and now, because I don't know. I mean, the violence level seems to be much higher. First of all, the facial expressions that these characters do in their killing intent is a lot more kind of terrifying, especially in the eyes. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, this reminds me of something. And then I finally realized it reminds me of Akame the Kill. If you ever watch the animation Akame the Kill, you see these kind of cute characters come out until they come to a point where they're revealed to be like evil, and then they turn demonic and their facial expressions turn into this terrifying, like insane look with these really terrifying eyes. And although in One Piece it's only for just an instant, whenever you see these characters go into kind of an angry or a kind of stressed mode, you see that killing intent spike through the eyes, and this is really nice. The other thing I like about the new drawing style so far is the amount of blood that you actually see in the episodes. I mean, sure, One Piece was always an action-packed series, and whenever it got to a certain point, you did see some blood. But in the first episode, I mean, when Zoro started battling, it's a pure bloodbath at that point, and I'm like, oh, wow, something did change. Of course, it's not as seriously bad as some of the really insane comic series, such as Akame ga Kill. However, I mean, considering the fact that One Piece is supposed to be somewhat a comedy action series, this level of violence is kind of, to some extent, refreshing, because you know that if they're drawing it to this level, they may be becoming serious in the expectations of battles to come. And knowing what sort of characters are gathering in Wano already right from the beginning, and you know that Oda never starts everything right from the beginning. He never shows everything right from the beginning. Things start building slowly. And so this may turn out to be a really, really interesting arc. I'm really looking forward to that. And so, yeah, Over the Top, I think, is great. It's over the top in terms of action. It's over the top in terms of blood. It's over the top in terms of the graphic quality. I love the music. And, well, yeah, and it's over the top in terms of the amount of spoilers you get from the opening. I don't know what happened, but they're spoiling everything for any anime viewer who doesn't read the manga. Now, I know that in Japan they don't care because, to be honest, anybody who watches the anime faithfully also reads the manga. And so it may be that they put that in there just for eye candy for anybody who's a big fan, because of the fact that they have read the manga and they want to see these scenes, right from the beginning, so they showed it right in the opening. But for, people in this country, they don't want to be spoiled, and the first opening just spoils everything. What's interesting is it spoiled things even for the manga readers, because there's one scene in there where you reveal a specific character to be another specific character. So it's like, okay, that's interesting. But in any case, I am very hopeful with regards to how this will go along. And to be honest, as far as openings is concerned, yeah, it took a while to get used to it. But to be honest, I can't stop listening to this opening right now. So what I'll do is to leave a link to the opening of the Wano arc, over the top. And you might think that it's kind of weird as well, and maybe you won't get addicted to it as much as I do. But this song is very appropriate, I think, for the Wano arc. And it makes me really excited for that. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the rest of the arc, both in the manga as well as in the anime. And I hope Toei Productions continues to give this animation this level of quality, because that really indicates that this arc is going to be special. Anyway, that's about it for this episode. So if you're a One Piece fan, what do you think about this opening? What do you think about the Wano arc so far if you've read the manga? And if you're only watching the anime, what do you think about the episode so far? Are you looking hopeful to it, or do you feel that it's kind of strange looking? In any case, thank you very much in advance for your comments. And I'll continue to make more One Piece videos in the future. I hope you join us at that time. And until then, happy anime watching, happy comic reading, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.